Every business does not look for only specialists now. They look for individuals who are good in economics, good in technology, good in management, who understand consumer psychology, who understand probably AI, and all this amalgamation you get only when you are nurtured right from an early age. The placements. Now, the placements is an interesting thing. You would see IIM Indore. I'll start with IIM Indore because that is having the highest experience. It boasts of an average package of 30 lakhs per annum. 30, yes, 30. With highest packages going 1 CR, and it's not a single 1 or 2 people getting this highest package. There are 10-15 students every year getting these kind of high packages as well. I have so many students who are sitting at IIM at present, and when they enrolled with us, they were not good in maths. And I would still say they are not exceptional in maths still, but they are still sitting in IIM.
One more question is that there are a lot of IIMs coming up, and we have seen different exams. And on top of it, there are private universities taking their own exam. Are the preparation different? Because how many, if their preparation is very different, how will a student prepare for this?
So this is where actually us as mentors role come more into picture. Matlab,
Hello everyone, and today a very special guest joining us in Ecosphere today. His name is Mr. Kartik. And a certified, internationally certified career counselor, and mentoring students for integrated program in management. And I won't say integrated, I would say overall management education right after 12th and after college as well. He's been in this industry from last 15 years now. BTech, he himself has done his BTech and is a management graduate as well. And post that, he started mentoring and training students specifically in management education. And why this podcast and why Kartik Sir as a guest today is because specifically for the students who are in 12th standard nowadays, looking at the options, the career options which are coming up. There are a lot of college, those who have started their degree right after 12th into management education, whether a bachelor program or an integrated program right after 12th. And as the colleges are coming up and the queries and the concern of the students and parents are also raising about the college, about this degree, how good it is, or let's say we should wait and go for a orthodox 2-year program MBA, what needs to be done. So to answer all your queries and concern, we have Mr. Kartik with us today, and we'll have the discussion related to all the career options specifically related to management right after 12th. Welcome, sir, to the podcast today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, sir, my first question to you, very direct, is we are talking about nowadays the management education right after 12th, because I personally think, I won't say gone are the days, but students are specifically pivoting to the management education right after 12th.
Right.
So जो लोग पहले CA के लिए बात करते थे या CS के लिए बात करते थे, वो धीरे धीरे मैं देख रहा हूँ कि एक थोड़ा सा उसमें they are kind of refraining from those careers. So how you see this IPM as a degree, integrated program as a degree, or all these IIMs opening up their own program? Is it just a fad, or you see it as a disruption in management education?
So definitely not a fad, because it is there since 2011. Disruption, yes, and a very important disruption, I would say. So you look at the business scenarios in the world today. Every business does not look for only specialists now. They look for individuals who are good in economics, good in technology, good in management, who understand consumer psychology, who understand probably AI, and all this amalgamation you get only when you are nurtured right from an early age, let's say after 12th. You get that kind of exposure, you get that kind of structured learning. And this is where I would say IPM comes into picture. Even if you look at the Indian economy, now this is a big role to play for the success of this program, and how future this program is going to be very important. Indian economy is growing, and probably in the next few years will be in the top 3 economies of the world. You look at the startups in India, we have around 1.8 lakh registered startups. We have around 130 unicorns in India. with a combined valuation of $350 billion. And a lot of global companies are now coming to India, establishing their businesses. All these three things requires strategic managers who can make decisions, who can grow businesses, who can build global brands, and who understand all the aspects of the business. Now, this is something which IPM 5 years after your education of 5 EM is going to provide in the market. And if we actually want to make businesses which are Indian and known across the world, I think this degree is going to be very fruitful in that. It's not only going to be a person having a degree after 5 years, but it will be a person who would be exposed to a lot of internships, lot of curriculums which is spread across science, humanities, commerce, management, AI, person who would be exposed to global exchange programs, who would be exposed to peers, seniors, alumni from IIMs. And this kind of exposure, I think, is going to be a game changer for the future.
Okay, so you see definitely this as a disruption. So how, when you compare it with a flagship PGP program which IIMs were offering earlier,
Right.
how does how will you weight this particular degree as compared to those programs? How is it different, and what do you suggest to the students?
So it's difficult to compare as such because that's a management master program. Now, what is the speciality of IIMs? Why it is ranked so highly, and even after a student who's studying in IITs, it becomes a dream to get into the IIMs is three things I would say. One is when you're sitting in an MBA classroom in top IIMs. In one classroom, you have a CA, an engineer, a doctor, a law professional, professions from different economics and other background in one classroom. And imagine when you are discussing a particular case and you have people from all these streams, what kind of insights you will be getting. You will be getting a legal insight, you will be getting a finance insight, technology insight, every aspect that is possible. That's why you also see a lot of startups, a lot of people from MBA, they have their peer group and they start their own businesses.
True.
Flipkart and a lot of examples for that matter. The second is the kind of faculties, the alumni you are. You look at the top 50 CEOs of the Fortune 500s and you will find everybody has done their MBA program. So that is the kind of alumni that is there in IIMs. Third, again, I would say the learning phase. Now, this is where you learn through case studies, through internships, through experiences of your faculties and the guest lectures, not just books. So, which is very important in the corporate world and when you want to build a businesses. So, these are three very important things which has made the IIM the flagship program that is. But when I talk about the IPM, these three things are available to the students in the 4th year and 5th year. What is additional, what is different is the first 3 years of foundation. Now, why it is important and why it is different and why it is more impactful than an orthodox degree is when you do an orthodox degree, probably, let's say you take a BBA for that matter, you would only learn management. You will learn finance, HR, operations, marketing, these subjects you will learn. But in this program, it's a liberal studies program. That means you will be getting exposure to commerce subjects like accounts, economics, whether you are a science student or a humanities student. You will get exposure to humanities subjects like psychology, sociology, philosophy, which is important if you want to build a business. You will learn exposure to maths, statistics, analytics, AI, artificial intelligence, Python, data analytics. All of these exposure is there. So they call this program typically a STEM program, which is what US was primarily famous for. And that's why this is going to give you added benefits to the PGP program of the IIM.
Okay. So it does make sense rather than getting into orthodox 3-year program.
Yes. And one more thing to add here is there are a lot of IIMs now providing these programs.
My next question was, how many IIMs are nowadays providing this program, sir?
Okay. So when you compare, you have 22 IIMs which give you CAT through the route, which you only do your graduation, give an exam called CAT and get into the IIMs. Now, surprisingly, there are 11 IIMs which you can get through right after 12th.
Nice.
And to a large part of the time, it was only a single IIM, IIM Indore from 2011 to 2019. 19 May, Rohtak came up, 20 May, Ranchi, Jammu, Bodh Gaya came. And then again, there were 5 IIMs for quite a few time. But last 2-3 years, every month probably we hear one more IIM coming up. So now we have Blackie जो हम famous बोलते हैं, उसमें से we have Bangalore which is available for a UG student. You have Lucknow coming up this year. You have Indore obviously there, Kozhikode there for a bachelor's program. Shillong is there.
So do you see IIM Ahmedabad coming up?
Very soon. I think the Ahmedabad and Calcutta are the only IIMs left from the top 7 IIMs, and probably because the global market is also supporting us, they will definitely come with a program sooner or later.
Nice, nice. And so if you have to share some statistics, because in India, and I won't say it's nothing wrong there, we talk a lot about placements, we talk a lot about ROI, right? Yes, I do. You do have an opinion that MBA should not be look like that, but still. So we talk about ROI placement and all. So I want you to share some statistics related to the placements, the colleges seats, or for that matter, the kind of fees which they take. If you just want to throw something.
Okay, so let's come.
Because I want to understand the ROI. My viewers want to understand the ROI there.
Okay, so I'll start with the seat portion first. Now look at anything which is giving you a very great benefit. CA हो या IITs का engineering हो, उन सब में the selection is very skewed. So for example, if you look at JEE, 15 lakhs students give JEE for what, around 20,000 IIT seats. For NEET it is even worse. Let's keep this aside and come to management. For management as a postgraduate program, you have approximately 2.5 to 3 lakh CAT takers every year. You have 22 IIMs, let's say around 5,000, 6,000 seats. But the ratio is exceptionally high for the time being in IPM program. The takers, even though the IIMs are half, so let's just do a simple calculation. Agar 3 lakh people are giving CAT for 22 IIMs, there should be around 1.5 lakhs for the 11 IIMs. But the last year figure was just around 35,000.
Oh, wow.
So you have a good chance of conversion, especially for the students who are in 11th and 12th. The number is rising. The number is rising very fast because now people understand the demand, the ROI, the placements that they are getting. So it is going to increase. But at present, I would say it's a golden chance to get into this program with a lesser competition than the other programs. Coming to the fee structures. So I think fee structure management has always been a little expensive education because of the kind of exposure that you get. The kind of colleges that are providing this are all top IIMs. So definitely the fees is expected to remain a little high. So I would say around 4 to 6 lakhs is the average fees per year for the course for the first 3 years. The 4th and 5th year depends upon the PGP program at that point of time. The placements. Now the placements is an interesting thing. You would see IIM Indore. I'll start with IIM Indore because that is having the highest experience. It boasts of an average package of 30 lakhs per annum. 30, yes, okay. 30. With highest packages going 1 CR, and it's not a single 1 or 2 people getting this highest package. There are 10-15 students every year getting these kind of high packages as well. If you look at Shillong, it is 26-27 lakhs average package. So these are old IIMs. So if you come to the new IIMs like Ranchi or Rohtak, they are touching close to 20 lakhs per annum. And if you look at the third category, which are the baby IIMs, like IIM Jammu, IIM Bodh Gaya, IIM Amritsar, they are still at 16-17 lakhs per annum.
That's a decent thing.
That's a good start. Just imagine 12th pass kiya hai, 5 years down the line, if you are earning this kind of package, it's a very good start.
And plus, you get a decent experience also.
Absolutely.
Right. Done. Okay. So, my question is, when you talk about, so now let's come to the preparation part of it because you have been doing it from last so many years. So what exactly is the mindset required in this preparation? Because there are a lot of commerce students go with such preparation, to be honest with you. And what I have seen over the years that it also requires a good preparation. So what should be the mindset? How to manage their board exams along with this? And also, I just want to understand from when to start and where to start.
Okay, so pehle to I'll just like to correct, it's not for commerce students. It is, in fact, a lot of science students are leaving JEE and coming to this. In fact, we have a lot of students who are doing PCB and coming and giving a management program also. So preparation, let me put a globe.
So to add on here, so before you answer this question, you start a very good point. PCV and a PCM students. So in IIMs, maths is not mandatory in
Not
their
in
12th.
not in all IIMs.
Oh, wow.
There are some IIMs where maths is mandatory.
Okay.
So I am Amritsar, and that is typically because it provides a BSc degree in economics and quantitative finance.
Okay.
In Shillong, it is not compulsory in Indore, Ranchi, Rohtak, Jammu, Bodh Gaya, the five
Wow.
that
So it
started.
is a good option for others.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I'll come to why maths is, even if you're not good in maths, you are still able to crack this exam. But let me just start with the global context. Now, when you look at if somebody wants to go to US, be it an engineering course, a finance course, or a management course, they have to give an exam called as SAT.
Hmm.
It's a standard exam.
Hmm.
But in India, the scenario is a lot different. If you are doing engineering, you give a JEE. If you are doing medical, you give a NEET. For architecture, you give a NATA. And all these exams tests you on your core domain skills. So physics, chemistry, maths, or biology, these subjects. And the entire admission process is through these exams. So student, for him, the entire important part becomes passing this, getting this exam through. So the school loses its importance, the profile loses its importance, his awareness about the world around him loses its importance. Now IPMAT is different. In fact, entire management scenario is different. In IPMAT, you would see that IPMAT exam, that is the aptitude test, is just one part of the process. They have an interview to give. Probably for a student of grade 12, this would be the first interview in their life.
True.
The third thing is they also put importance on your academic scores, most of the colleges. So you have to have a good academic score. That means school's importance remains intact, which is very important. Second, you have to build a profile. That means you should be involved in a lot of reading, a lot of activities, like it could be sports, it could be Olympiads, it could be various competitions, and plus you have to prepare for the IPMAT exam as well. So it's a combination of all three. So it is an important thing that you do well in all three aspects, because the end result is after the IPM program, you are going to be an entrepreneur, you are going to be a person who will be managing a lot of things. So you should be able to multitask right from your grade 11th and 12th. We tell students to start a little early so that after 10th, when they enter 11th, they can start preparing for the exam, they can start building your profile. And in fact, in our curriculum, the profile building is a part of the test preparation that we do. So we have competitions like Presentopia, where we ask students to present on topics. We have half-day MBA programs where we give business simulations, ideas and generation to the students. So all these activities is something that will give them confidence, that will make them understand how to build teams, work with people. So this is also a part of the preparation plan. Plus, we make sure that we understand the students' preparation cycle, especially with importance of board here. There are some lean periods, lean months in board preparation. You say somewhere when a student starts 12th, May, June is a lean period. So May, June, we try to push students for IPMAT. July, they usually schools have a first unit test. So July is a little lighter in IPMAT preparation. August, we then again push them up. September is an half yearly program, half yearly exam. So we lay stress on the board preparation. October, November, and mid of December is a golden chance to prepare IPMAT at full flow. Then we give them a break for the board preparation. And post the board preparation, again, we get a 40-45 days cycle where every day we do that grilling.
Okay.
So this is the kind of preparation we try to keep board and the IPMAT and the profile all three together.
So which means a student can get a decent marks in boards as well.
Yes.
Which any which ways is required also in the selection process in the later on stages.
Yes. And even if a student, let's say for whatever reason, is not able to get into an IIM, this entire journey is something that is going to stay with him for a lifetime. He'll be learning a lot of things. He'll be managing time, and he will also be understanding the value of time here.
Right. And again, I'll get to this again the point which is still there in my mind, that you talked about a biology student or a commerce student cracking these IIMs, because what I have seen is that a lot of students, the moment they talk about aptitude exams or IIMs, the general mindset is कि हम तो biology वाले हैं, हमारे से तो नहीं होगा. The general mindset हम तो commerce लिया इसलिए था कि हमारे से नहीं होगा. So what is your advice to those students?
I have so many students who are sitting at IIM at present, and when they enrolled with us, they were not good in maths. And I would still say they are not exceptional in maths still, but they are still sitting in IIM. Now, why does that happen is this paper is more than maths, it is about strategy. So it's not like a JEE where you have to be good in physics, chemistry, maths to get a very good score. The cutoff is very low in maths. So if I just give you an indication of last year cutoff, out of 120 marks in one section, you require 28 marks.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
And this is less than 36% of passing marks in board also. So that doesn't mean the paper is tough. That means if you are smart enough to understand, anybody who says maths is not my forte, I cannot believe that he will not be good or he or she will not be good in any topic of the maths. There are 20-25 topics in aptitude that when we teach students, and when we do that mentoring with students, we definitely identify that there are 5-6 concepts that the student is relatively more comfortable with. And when students starts understanding their strength and apply that strategy in the paper, this paper becomes easy to crack. So we have had students whose strength is verbal, English portion, and they have pulled their marks to verbal and scored, let's say, just above cutoff in the quant section. And that is a strategy. There are students who are good in maths, then they will try to pull their score up through maths. So all those students, in fact, we have had PCB students getting into the IIMs. For PCM, it is definitely a little easier because they are studying a tougher maths than this maths.
True.
Commerce students without maths are getting into the IIMs who have not studied maths for 2 years.
They are now making it to IIMs.
Yes.
And how you compare, though it's a very wrong comparison though, engineering versus management? Because as you said, I was discussing with one of our guests some time back, that generally our career choices are based on our 10th marks.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure there'll be many students who are preparing for JEE and all. That's not the career choice they want to do, but just because of the society and all, they just went for the preparation. And somehow they are not doing well with JEE and all, and they're not able to crack good colleges. So how you rate this particular exam along with them?
So I have 2 points here. Since I also teach students for JEE, and a lot of students come to me and ask this question कि JEE better है या IPM better है?
That's what my question is.
But I tell them the question is wrong, because what is better depends upon you. What is your future goal? I did my engineering because like you said, and you rightly said, that my 10th marks dictated that I should be doing an engineering because मेरे marks अच्छे थे. और 3 myths है, जो 3 problems है जो students जिसकी वजह से engineering choose करते हैं and then they repent a little later on. First, the marks. And your 10th marks are by no means an indicator that you will be good in physics, chemistry, maths, because जो physics, chemistry, maths 11th, 12th में आता है उसका दूर दूर तक 10th के कोर्स से कोई नाता नहीं. The second is parents feel that it is science gives you a lot of options, and that is not the case with commerce and humanities, which is again a myth. I mean, just look at commerce. You have certifications like CA, CS, CFA, ACCA, CIMA, so many courses apart from management, economics, data science, all of these courses. So the number of options, in fact, I would say is more in commerce and humanities than in science. And the third is that student feel कि हमने अगर 1 साल 1.5 साल JEE में दे दिया है तो हमें फिर और कुछ सोचना नहीं चाहिए. Which is also wrong. If you are not doing well, it is the best time to make a transition rather than making a transition after doing engineering. Because I did that. I did my engineering and then I did my MBA because I realized in my second year that probably engineering से ज़्यादा interest मुझे management में है. So different है. And for a student who is still confused after 12th, even for that student, IPM is a better choice because it gives you 3 years of more duration to make up your mind to understand. मतलब मैं मेरा example बहुत बार parents को देता हूँ. I did my science education, so I've lived my science journey. I did my 4 year of engineering. I did an MBA, so I've lived my commerce life as well. And I'm counseling students, so I'm living my humanities life as well. और आप कोई भी बिजनेसमैन को देखोगे वो साइंस कॉमर्स ह्यूमैनिटीज से ऊपर है. मतलब ये स्ट्रीम बिजनेसेस में कॉर्पोरेट्स में नहीं आती है. तो इट इज अबाउट पिकिंग अप सब्जेक्ट्स, इट इज अबाउट पिकिंग अप योर इंटरेस्ट एंड फॉलो दैट. पैकेजेस आपको आईपीएम में जेई से बहुत ज्यादा बेटर मिलेंगे, बट यू शुड हैव inclination towards management, and if you want to get into JEE you should have inclination towards research, technology, maths, physics particular.
And obviously I think IIMs will accept the students with open arms because of their inclusivity and diversity.
Absolutely.
They are looking for the candidates from a commerce or biology background as well. And so my one more question is that there are a lot of IIMs coming up, and we have seen different exams. And on top of it, there are private universities taking their own exam. Are the preparation different? Because how many, if their preparation is very different, how will a student prepare for this?
So this is where actually us as mentors role come more into picture. मतलब इसके advantages भी है more exams के और disadvantages भी है. सबसे बड़ा एक advantage ये है, let's say for example somebody who is giving CAT.
But इसका syllabus same है सबका?
Syllabus is more or less same.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
So just take the example of somebody who's preparing CAT. वो D-Day पे he's not well, he couldn't give the exam or he didn't perform well. उसका तो पूरा एक साल गया. ठीक है. So इसमें फॉर IIMs यू हैव मल्टीपल एग्जाम्स. इंदौर, रांची, अमृतसर, शिलोंग, देयर इज वन एग्जाम फॉर दैट. रोहतक के लिए अलग है, जम्मू बोधगया के लिए अलग है, बैंगलोर के लिए अलग है. सो अ स्टूडेंट हैज मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस. So just in case he has not been able to perform well in one exam, he still has other options. We have to understand ये students का पहला competitive exam है life का. True. So they will falter in 1 or 2 exams.
True.
So giving them more options is important. Second, not everybody, like we discussed, would be very good in comfortable in maths. Not everybody will have a great aptitude. So the level of exams is also different.
Achha.
Indore is the toughest exam, IPMAT Indore. Rohtak and JIPMAT are comparatively on an easier side. So if somebody who is not that great in, let's say, maths, Rohtak and JIPMAT does not have a sectional cutoff. They have a logical reasoning and they have verbal. So there are students who can pick marks through that 2 sections as well.
True.
Third is every college where we help students is to identify based on their profile. So for example, a Rohtak or an IIM Ranchi gives good weightage to academics, 10th and 12th. अब कोई बच्चों का academics अच्छा नहीं है, 10th में अच्छा नहीं किया है या 12th में अच्छा नहीं किया है, for them getting into Rohtak and Ranchi would be difficult. For them, Indore would be a better bet because Indore does not give weightage to 10th and 12th. Somebody says कि I am not very good in interview. For them, they have JIPMAT, they have IFT, they have JIPMAT is IIM Jammu and Bodh Gaya. They don't have an interview process. Somebody who has an extraordinary profile and let's say aptitude wise average or above average, for them Shillong is an option because Shillong gives 50% weightage to the interview process.
Wow. Okay.
And they have a lower cutoff. So different exams is an advantage. Disadvantage is the students, they come out of their board exam probably in March, then they do a 40-50 days extensive preparation on daily basis. एक एग्जाम खत्म, दूसरा इज ऑन द डोर, दूसरा खत्म, तीसरा इज ऑन द डोर. सो दिस इज वेयर वी गाइड द स्टूडेंट्स based on our mentoring, based on our structured planning. We create a bouquet of 4-5 exams for every student.
Acha, okay. So you do it 1-to-1 with the students.
Yes. So not everybody should give all 10 exams. We pick up 1 or 2 exams which are ambitious, 1 or 2 which is at par with his level, and 1 backup option.
Wow, okay.
So that kind of 4 to 5 exams are something that we do it for all the students.
Okay. And my last question to you is the 3 final tips for the students preparing for, preparing or who want to prepare for IPMAT. What exactly thing which they have to do?
So one is start early. Starting early gives you a couple of advantages. One, you can balance your board, your IPMAT preparation and profile, all 3. If you realize that probably this test is not meant for me, you still have options to explore. Because when you're preparing for IPMAT, so like we say, JEE is the toughest exam in engineering, but then there are BITSAT, VIT has their own exams. Same way in IPMAT, also IPMAT Indore is the toughest exam. But you have colleges like Narsi Munji, Symbiosis, which have easier exams. So if you prepare through that journey and you realize that this exam is getting tougher for you, you still have the other options to explore. The second is make sure that you do not waste your time in 11th. स्टूडेंट को एक लगता है कि हमने 10th में एक जंग जीती है, कि हमने 10th का बोर्ड दिया है, 11th रिलैक्स करते हैं और 12th में वापस से वी विल बी ऑन आवर टोस. दिस इज अ मिस्टेक. यू शुडंट डू दैट बिकॉज 10th लास्ट 2 महीने पढ़ के भी आप अच्छे मार्क्स ला सकते हो. 12th में इट्स डिफिकल्ट क्योंकि 12th में यू विल हैव टू टेक द लोड ऑफ 11th ऑल्सो, क्योंकि बेस इज 11th. सो 11th का पढ़ना पड़ेगा, 12th का करना पड़ेगा, और 12th का कोर्स पूरा एक साल भी नहीं चलता है. प्री बोर्ड दिसंबर में होता है, तो मतलब 4 months लेसर and IPMAT. So don't waste your time in 11th. Give more time to IPMAT preparation and profile in 11th. That is still fine because at least you are structuring your time in such a way. So these are the two most important things. And third, start reading newspapers. Very important, very important, क्योंकि जब तक ये एक मैनेजमेंट में you have to be very aware about what are the things happening, चाहे वो पॉलिटिक्स हो, स्पोर्ट्स हो, इकोनॉमिक्स हो, बिजनेस हो, और वो न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने से ही आएगा.
Right. Okay, so thanks Kartik Sir for the lovely interaction and valuable insights you have given for the management education right after 12th. And to all the viewers out there, I'm sure that after listening to this particular podcast, there will be many queries which was there in your mind must be resolved. And we'll come up with many more videos like this. So please like, subscribe, comment for more videos related to this particular course, or for that matter any of the future things or any career options you want to explore. And till then, keep watching Ekoching because Ekoching hai to ho jayega.